Leon Edwards versus Rafael Dos Anjos just wrapped up on UFC on ESPN for San Antonio. It was a great fight, okay? A great fucking fight. Leon Edwards, as I predicted, won very clearly. 4 rounds to 1, if not 5 rounds to nothing. I had someone in my fucking live chat saying it was 2-2 going into the 5th. Are you fucking Dana White? Shut your fucking mouth. Okay? 4-1, if not 5-0 to Leon Edwards. Completely dominated, and I think this is it for RDA. I'm honest with you. I feel like when he fought Colby, I was like, that's rough. You know, how's he going to bounce back from this? Then he took the damage from Usman, you know, and I was like, fuck. It's looking real rough for him. Then he kind of made Kevin Lee look a little bit too difficult, and I was like, and now this has happened, and then maybe it's time for RDA to hang the gloves up. I'll be honest with you. He's still got big fights ahead of him, but I mean, it just seems like, he's lost 3 of his last 4. Like, the stats don't lie. Maybe it's time for RDA to start thinking about money fights or bust. Because his time at competing at the top of the division is gone. Because the division has changed. Leon Edwards makes a fucking statement. Those elbows. The elbows in the clinch from Leon Edwards. Every time on the live stream, I was calling it on my Fight Companion. Saying, watch for the elbow when they break. Watch for the elbow when they break. Boom. He lands it every fucking time. Slices open RDA. I was shitting my pants when the doctors came in the ring after round 2 and acted like they were going to stop it and make it a no contest. That would have fucking pissed me off. But luckily they didn't. You know, luckily the gifted fucking Harvard white guy who'd been gifted everything in his fucking life by his parents didn't tell the fighter if he could fight or not. So, that was good. They let him go on. And, RDA versus Edwards continued for another 3 rounds, and it was another 3 rounds of complete domination from Edwards. And RDA, I tell you, Edwards said it after the fight. He said the game plan was to win the first 2 rounds. Because RDA is never going to come back in those later rounds. He just doesn't have the grit in him. And I agree with that. Because RDA, when you lose those first 2 rounds, you kind of see it on RDA's face. He starts looking sad. He doesn't have this focused look on his face anymore. You know, he looks sad. He looks like, oh, just get me out of here. When he's on bottom, he's just like looking up at the ref, looking at his corner like, and all this, just giving all these looks and emotions out of it. And he starts fighting emotional, and he starts loading up, and he starts throwing flying knees at the end of rounds just for a Hail Mary attempt at a knockout. But Edwards, patient, covers up, took some shots, ate them well for a big weight cut. He's a big fucking welterweight, man. Rangy, dangerous. What's next for these guys? Edwards just picked apart RDA for 5 rounds. Phenomenal performance. But we've got to think about what's next. And I know what's next. Masvidal, you can't give him the title shot. First of all, we wait until what Colby versus Lawler happens. If Colby wins, you give Colby the title shot against Usman. It's only right, okay? If Lawler wins, maybe you give Masvidal the title shot. Odds are, let's face it, I know Lawler's dangerous and he's a big threat to Colby. Odds are Colby's the favourite. Let's say he wins, okay? I know it's a tough fight. Let's say he wins for the sake of this video that I'm making. Please shut the fuck up before you tell me I'm stupid. Lawler's going to win. I'm just saying for the sake of this fucking video, okay? Leon Edwards takes on Jorge Masvidal because Colby gets the title shot. Masvidal's going to be sitting there without a fight. I know his manager said it's McGregor or a title fight, but you've won 2 fights in a row. Ben Askren was ranked below you. Yeah, let's face it, you haven't really earned shit. Fair enough, you got a lot of popularity from that knockout. It doesn't mean shit. You're ranked number 4. Okay, probably number 3 now, actually. But even still, one more fight. Leon Edwards, Jorge Masvidal. There's beef. Moo. The UFC loves a bit of fucking beef. And it's processed beef as well. It's been marinating. Okay, it's been marinating in the fridge with nice little fucking brine and coronation sauce. Oh, it's good beef. It's real good beef. Masvidal jumped Edwards backstage, landed that 3-piece and a soda. Edwards wants more than a fucking 3-piece. He calls out Masvidal after the fight. Very good call out. He's not going to get a title shot after beating RDA because he's only just got into the top 5. But Leon Edwards, he might be number 4. Darren Till might move up to number 4 just off of just the way the rankings work, and Edwards might be put at number 5. Who knows? I feel like Edwards has earned a little spot above Darren Till right now, especially with Till coming off 2 knockout losses in a row and talking about middleweight. But Leon Edwards versus Jorge Masvidal. Sign me up. Sign me up. And hey, if Lawler beats Colby, you give the title shot to Masvidal, and Edwards takes on Lawler for the next title shot, and that's how it's going to work. And Woodley, with your broken hand, keep talking on TMZ with no fucking cast on your hand, and your thumb looks absolutely fine, so I don't know what the fuck you're bitching about, but it seems like you're just sitting out on the sidelines and working on fucking Wilding Out, or whatever the fuck that stupid show is. So Woodley's going to do his thing, and do everything other than fight. And Edwards, Masvidal, and Colby are going to be the next 3 horses in the race to beat Kamaru Usman. And after I seen Edwards, and I'm telling you, look back at the Edwards versus Usman fight. Yes, Usman showed some success, but that was a very young Edwards. Very young Edwards. And he's improved tenfold, and his takedown defense and grappling is phenomenal. And in that fight against Usman, he was doing well. He was tagging Usman on the feet. Usman was trying to be the bully, trying to have the size advantage that he always has. Even though Edwards is a big guy, Usman still had a size advantage, trying to wing big shots, and Edwards was picking him apart on the feet in that fight. Usman eventually gets the takedown, but Edwards, I'm telling you, Edwards versus Usman, very close fight. I think Usman would take it, but hey, that's an interesting fight right there. So we'll see what happens with Edwards from now on. I predicted he would win by decision. He won by decision. I didn't think he'd do it that impressively, but he got the job done. Dominated RDA. Phenomenal performance. And Masvidal's a fucking pussy, and that's it. San Antonio, what's up? That accent is never gonna. He's never gonna be a superstar. You're never gonna be a superstar. If you're saying like you don't want to fight, so you're not gonna get the fight, and Darren Till wants to fight, you're never gonna be a superstar. It doesn't matter. You can look the part, you can have the abs, you can have the performances, you can have the fucking call-outs. If your voice sounds like that, you're never going to be a superstar. Never. And that's a shame. That is a big shame. But Edwards, phenomenal performance. Good job. Big up Birmingham. Big up the UK Massive. Representing. We got a new UK contender. Top 5, for sure. Edwards makes a statement. Goodbye. Click that button right there. See you later.